There could soon be new regulations for storing boats on town property during the summer. We have details about how proposed state budget cuts could affect the town of Barnstable. Plus, meet local author Carolyn Kepnes on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Wednesday, November 26th, 2014. I'm Sarah Mannel. The town is moving forward with proposed regulations on in-season boat storage on town ways to water. The Waterways Committee crafted the proposed regulations along with town staff. Dan Horn, harbor master, talked about some changes to those regulations at the committee's meeting last night.
No vessel greater than 12 feet in length overall and no vessel greater than 5 feet in beam may be placed on any town way. And then I added C because I talked about, something being removed. At the end, well, I'll just read the whole paragraph. Vessels may only be placed so as not to cause damage to town property and environment. No structure may be erected or placed without prior authorization from the town of Barnstable. Any object or item that is used to secure vessels must be removed each year by November 15th and may not be put in place until April 16th.
The proposal will next go to the town's legal department and town manager's office for review before going before town council for final approval. A shortfall in the state budget means some budget cuts will have to be made across the state. Governor Deval Patrick is proposing some cuts to bring the budget back in balance. Finance Director Mark Milne says he believes the cuts will not have a great impact on the town of Barnstable.
The governor has what's called 9C powers, where he can, if revenue projections are revised downward, he has powers to make certain cuts to the state budget under 9C, and that's what's happening right now. There has been a projection, an updated revenue projection by the administration, close to $330 million reduction in revenues are projected, and there's several factors that are that are resulting in that projected reduction in revenues, and so the governor has issued some 9C cuts to bring the state budget back into balance.
Milne says most of the cuts will be made to state agencies, which won't have a direct impact on the town's budget. And while cuts to local aid are not expected, Milne says the town is ready with contingency plans in the event that were to happen. Barnstable High School graduate and author Carolyn Kepnes stopped by our studio this week to talk about her new book, You. We share that interview with you now. The book, You, it is fantastic.
Thank you.
Love it. It's really a psychological thriller, this book is. It's kind of out there, and it's like nothing I've ever read before. Where did you even come up with this idea?
I was sitting in a Starbucks, and I'd been trying to write something about younger people. They're in high school, and I just wasn't feeling it. And then I looked outside, and I saw people doing some terrible things that you see. Like, there was a homeless guy, and there were girls kind of whispering about him in a vicious way. There was a guy talking loudly on his phone. I had one of those moments of, I hate you all! And and then Joe was born.
Yes, Joe is the main character,
yes.
And he definitely, the story is written completely through his perspective. So I thought that was really interesting because you really nailed him. I mean, you would never know that his voice was actually written by a female.
Yeah, I like the psychology experiment of it, and that engaged me a lot, writing. Like, a lot of times people say about staying interested in your own work, and that I was so into figuring him out and getting that voice, and yes.
Yeah, I mean, it was a page turner. I could not stop flipping the pages. So exciting. You really have a background in writing. You've sort of started out, you've been a journalist, you've actually written before. Tell me a little bit about your career.
Yeah, I've done all different kinds of writing because since I was a kid, I just really loved to write. So I've done journalism. That's what in New York for Tiger Beat was my first real job, and that was an amazing blast of, it was the height of the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC.
That is awesome. I can't imagine.
Yes. And then I went to Tiger Beat where it was different because it was, not as much Backstreet Boys. And then I moved to California. I just had always wanted to go there and try and do creative writing. And in California, I had some really interesting jobs where I was a gossip reporter for E! Online and just had to go out and try and find out things about people. And that was interesting work that I drew upon a little bit with Joe.
Well, I was going to say, one of the things about the book is that there are so many characters in the book. I mean, you sort of learn about those characters through your main character, Joe, but he really does have an interesting perspective on our social lives and different personalities and just the way we work as humans.
Yes, yeah, I love that, and I think that comes from being a reporter and being in so many atmospheres where your purpose there is to observe people. I'm such a people watcher. I love to watch people, so.
Yep, that definitely comes
Comes
across
across,
in the book, because I was really interested. I mean, you really do sort of delve into just the way everything works. It's pretty amazing. Let me talk to you a little bit about I think after reading the end, is there going to be a sequel?
There is a sequel, yes. It's called Love, and I've been working on it, so that's where I feel like for a couple of days last week I was just on another planet where I just found these wonderful messages I got from people. I'm like, oh, I just go into another zone, and so we pick up with Joe, and he's still in the bookstore, and someone else is there too. I don't want to say too much, but
can't give too much away.
Yeah, yes, but yep.
Awesome.
If you like the first one,
that's
he has
fantastic.
a lot more to do, a lot more growing to do, and yes.
I've also been doing a lot of reading. The book is getting a lot of attention. I have to say, I'm really excited for you. It's getting a lot of attention, and I actually read an interview where someone asked you, is this maybe going to be optioned for a movie?
It would be lovely, yeah.
A lot of people have compared it to the Gone Girl,
Yep.
and sort of, it's such an awesome thriller, so I mean.
Yeah, I love that feeling, and I think people read that and then want to see it come to life. So I know I would love that, and
yeah.
I mean,
It is a little darker at times.
Yes,
the
yeah.
book.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but then I think Gone Girl's pretty dark too. But
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I feel like I like the comparison because I remember reading Gone Girl and having that, oh, this is all there is in the world. Like,
yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
So when I finished the book, I was flipping through into the back page, and I rarely read the acknowledgments, but I went through the acknowledgments, and you actually thanked 2 Barnstable High School teachers. Tell me a little bit about who you were thanking.
Mick Carlin and Ed O'Toole. Ed O'Toole was an English teacher of mine and just so inspiring, and he was like a stand-up comedian and just such a lover of literature and made books fun and was such a great influence and a great writing teacher and just all-around entertainer that, very encouraging. And then I was also an editor on the yearbook, and he was the leader of all that, and just one of the funniest, greatest people. And Mick Carlin was another teacher, and he was an amazing mentor and introduced me and I think tons of other people to Miles Davis and all kinds of other great things in the world, and was just always so encouraging and just insistently encouraging. And
so important to have those teachers in your life.
It is,
I
yeah.
It makes such a difference.
Yeah, that's why I feel so passionate about that, because at that point in life, those are the people that make it possible to think, oh, I can write. I should keep doing this. I like to do this, and it is possible to keep doing this. And yeah, that's invaluable.
And so writing is definitely in your future. You're planning a sequel,
Yep.
so you're going to keep writing.
Yeah, it's so much fun. I still wake up, I'm like, oh, like this. It's so weird to have the thing that you love to do with the thing that you're supposed to be doing, because for so much time in life, it's like, oh, I have this article due, but I want to write this story. But it's like, oh, now this is the have to and the want to, and yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we should talk about you while you're here on the Cape. You're actually going to be at a book signing
Yes.
at Barnes & Noble this Friday.
Yes, yes.
So I think it's at 1 o'clock?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
Yes, I
this
hope so.
Friday.
I hope I'm right. Yeah.
You'll be there to sign books and maybe answer a few questions from
Yeah.
fans?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to read a little too, I think.
Oh, wonderful.
I know. What part do you think? Yeah. That's not.
Oh, yeah. What part did
Here,
you
why
read?
did I just put you on the spot? Yeah.
What part did you read? I don't know. That's really tough. Well, actually.
It is. Yeah.
Actually, I cornered a piece here, and I thought this really showed. The thing is, if someone saw the 3 of us, well, the most people would think I'm the weird one, just because I followed you here, and that's the problem with this world with women. That really sums up Joe a lot, I think.
It does, yeah.
He just, you really understand, even though he really is not so nice a guy.
Yep.
You really kind of can relate to him in a weird way throughout the book.
Yes, I feel like because we all have moments of feeling that way, and that's what I like about him, that he just takes it to another level where he acts on it and does things that most of us, I think, would never do, but we can relate to that feeling of, I'm right, and how does nobody not see that?
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Why is this world built against me? And
right, exactly. Well, Carolyn, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you so
I really
much.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Good luck with the sequel, and I can't wait to read that one.
Thank you.
And again, Carolyn Kepnes will be on hand at Barnes & Noble this Friday afternoon at 2 o'clock for a reading and book signing. Well, be sure to tune in to our hour-long news program Barnstable This Morning, weekdays at 7 a.m. We will be out tomorrow and Friday due to the holiday, but we'll be back in action on Monday. Monday, we will chat with Town Manager Tom Lynch, Superintendent of Schools Dr. Mary Schakowsky, and we'll bring you the latest news and information. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mannel.